Backswing, hop, bring it forward. Super loose all the time. And the last one. And one more. Hi there, it's Jan here, and in today's session I'm gonna show you how to start using correctly your wrist lag, which is gonna make your life easier on the court. So, when it comes to the wrist lag, there is so much confusion out there. And of course, it's absolutely normal, because guess what? Some players do force to use the wrist lag and some players do not force to use the wrist lag. And again, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell who is forcing it, who is not forcing it. From my experience, I would not recommend forcing it or force it until a specific moment. What I do on my forehand when it comes to the wrist lag, I never actually even thought about it until I started shooting the videos for this channel, because for me it was always very automatic. So on my take back, I will be always here, first pointing that side of the fence with face on my racket, then I'm finishing the loop here, okay? And by the time I get racket back behind me into that thing, I will be always pointing the tip of the racket on the back fence, or sometimes even more there. Yeah, it really depends. Like if I want to have a bigger forehand, you see my racket is kind of pointing there actually. And as you can see, naturally, because I'm pointing the racket to that back fence or there, my wrist does something like this. So it kind of bends back a bit. But I'm not really thinking about it that I'm forcing it there to go all the way back. It's kind of very natural. I'm just focusing that the racket goes back and that has to point that back fence behind me there. So I have kind of this backswing. And again, this is the problem of the wrist lag, because lots of players, everybody has a slightly different technique. Some players just taking the racket back like this and they end up here and they don't open that face as much as I do. I have it maybe a little bit more like Djokovic or like a pros, they have it like this. Or when you see Carl Edmund, guys like this. So I'm kind of here, yeah, in my match. And I just learned it naturally as a kid. So I'm not really thinking much about the wrist lag, because then what I do here, I just drop the racket down. And by dropping the racket down, I'm actually there in this position. So as you can see, my wrist is not straight. If I would be straight with my arm, it would be like this. But I'm slightly this way, as you can see. But for me, it's kind of very natural, because when I'm holding the racket here, I'm also kind of like this. I'm not straight. If I was straight, the racket would be this way. Check this. Ready position. If I would have my wrist straight with my arm, just as extension, I would be like this, but I'm not like this. In the ready position, we are like this. Okay, so the wrist is already bent naturally in the way. We are so much used to it. The wrist is actually in the bent position slightly all the time, right? You can try yourself. If I was straight, I would be like this on the racket, but I'm holding the racket like this. Did you see that move? And just by getting into that backswing, I'm not moving the wrist here at all, at all. I'm just going back, and just at the last millisecond, probably, it does move slightly a little bit more back, even without me thinking and focusing on it, because I'm so much used to that the racket has to reach that position as much as I can, yeah, the back position, and then I just release it. Release it, I'm saying. I'm not forcing it, I'm not pushing it, yeah? So from this position, finish the backswing, obviously the loopy thing, yeah? So this is also a good exercise for the backswing, nice loop. And then from here, I just let it go, all the way up. A bit like Djokovic there also, of course. And just over that shoulder. So I'm not forcing in it. And obviously, here it's out of question. You don't do this. You don't force it here. The only moment that maybe you force it, it's a little bit here. Just that the wrist does a little bit of that. And then it gives you that extra speed there, yeah, if you use this well. So when some people saying that you have to force the wrist lag, sometimes they interpret it in a way that they think they have to do it here. But it's all about the take back. That's where you maybe force it a little bit. But again, as I'm saying, I'm not forcing it. I'm trying to play as natural as I can, and I'm trying to use the weight of my racket that it crushes the ball. And stay with me again a little bit longer, because I'm going to tell you again one secret how you can crush it without even thinking about it. That's the thing. I want you to get your tennis. If you're an intermediate, medium tennis player, you want to step up. I want to get your tennis to the level that you're not thinking about it. Because for me, the biggest pleasure on the court is when I'm playing, when I'm just focusing on the tactic, but all this is just automatic. You want to get to the point that all these elements work automatically for you, and then you're just enjoying the game. That's the main point, right? Because it's nothing better than just moving around and not thinking about technique, but just focusing on how I'm gonna be that guy, not how I'm not gonna lose myself or how I'm not gonna, struggle technique and all this. So we want to overcome that. So that's why I actually started this channel, to help you with all this. So I'm just sharing what I went through, so you can also learn it, because I'm sure you probably didn't learn what I went through. Now, so let's say we are here again, just to wrap it up. Here, you can try. If you were not doing this until now, try it and comment below in this video if it starts working for you, if you start doing this. So the only moment you would maybe force it would be this millisecond here. So you can try to pull your wrist back a bit here, yeah, there. So it's kind of like really there, but then you're finishing the backswing, and then from finishing that backswing, from that loopy thing, then you just let it go. Just let the head of the racket do the job. It's gonna do tremendous work. It's gonna go from here, from this position, the weight, all the way into the ball, and this momentum, until you impact the ball, until you hit that ball, it's gonna crush it. But again, as I said before, this will not work if you will not be super relaxed, super loose. You need to be super loose. If you're gonna be tight in your shoulder, in your elbow, or in your wrist, it is not gonna work. You're gonna end up again pushing, you're gonna be there struggling, getting injuries, lower back and all this pain. You want to be super relaxed, super loose, and just swinging through, swinging through. Technique comes first, but the looseness is so important. So, I'm gonna show you this very, very short exercise. You're gonna put again the ball machine, is gonna feed you a nice ball, and you're gonna be focusing on being loose, and you're focusing that the head of the racket on the contact is gonna start pointing at back fence, that one, or even that one if you're more advanced like me, because I'm kind of like this, or let's see where I'm gonna get, probably like this, it's fine. So if the tip of the racket here on the head, it's gonna face the back fence, it's fine. You're gonna try to bend it a bit, but don't force it so much. Just try to do it naturally. Like if you let the racket go, it's gonna show you the way. Just let the racket go back there. Hop. It's gonna move it. It's gonna move your wrist a bit. Because you're going back here, it has some weight. My racket is 345, I have extra weights here. And then when I let it go, it creates that wrist lag there. It creates the lagging effect. And then just by bringing the racket forward, you have to think here that you are pulling the racket back. But again, the whole body is pulling it. It's not that you're pulling it with your arm. No, the whole body is pulling the racket behind you. And this creates that massive racket head speed, that massive acceleration. But it will only work if you're super relaxed, super loose. Let's get into hitting right now. So first 5 shots without being relaxed, kind of pushing it. And then I'm gonna show you what you want to start focusing on. At this point, I have no chance for the wrist lag. Let's say I'm gonna be holding the racket too tight. Watch this. It's also tight, feel it here now, and I'm not using the elements in the racket to the maximum potential. Yeah, it's nice, it's in, but I cannot play like this for 2 hours match. One more, watch this. There's no lag, nothing, it's just pushing. Okay, now I'm gonna be relaxed, and you see how the racket does it, but I'm super relaxed, super loose, watch this. Perfect. Super relaxed, back to the fence. And you can see at the end, I'll do something like this there with the racket. Watch this. Because that's when you start pulling the racket forward. So it creates a lagging effect. You naturally move. You're not forcing anything. It's so natural. Now, did you feel it? It's kind of a lasso thing there. Then I just throw the racket forward. Now, okay, go faster, pulling the racket forward. Bring the racket in. And just finishing on that follow through. Super relaxed. And that creates the massive racket head speed. And you can go faster and faster. But stay loose with your arm again. That one. Stay super loose, super loose. Fantastic. All the elements. Adding the whole body now into it. That one. Backswing, hop, bring it forward. fairly loose all the time. And the last one. And one more. That'll be the best one. So, you saw me now hitting. You can see the massive difference. But the key to the correct wrist leg is, again, remember, being super loose, super relaxed with your arm. Super relaxed and just let those elements going. All the way back, finishing the loop, finishing the last few things there, and just pulling your racket there and let it go forward. It is not a difficult movement, but do not force it so much as I just explained. Yeah? Especially here, there is no such a thing as pushing the thing through. No, this is a natural way the racket just goes and goes over the left shoulder or in the pocket here, whatever follow through you have. This is just a natural result of how well you did all that preparation part. So again, if you're new to my channel, if you like this video, make sure to subscribe, hit the notification button, like this video. Also, feel free to comment below and tell me if this works for you or if it doesn't work for you. As you know, everybody has slightly different technique. But I hope this will work for you, because that's why I'm doing this channel and that's the main point, to help your tennis game. And lastly, make sure to check out my forehand masterclass, when you will learn a lot of new things, and this masterclass will help you to turn your forehand into a massive weapon. You're gonna be having much more bigger strokes, much more reliable forehand, and much more effortless, which is the main point. So again, thanks for watching today and have a nice sunny day.